Good morning, St. Cloud Ear, Nose, and Throat. I'm coming at you once again with a message and COVID update as we enter our 8th month of this global pandemic. I want to thank all of you for your continued efforts to help us get back to our pre-COVID levels as far as the number of patients that we're seeing and services we are able to provide. It has taken the commitment of each and every one of you and in your departments to make that successful. We do feel as though we are starting to see the other side of this financially, though we have sustained significant losses to the tune of about $2 million in revenue. And while we continue to see more patients in clinic and are returning to pre-COVID levels, we also continue to have fewer surgeries, likely because the health of our population is overall better. I wanted to just take a moment to look at the context of where we are as well. Obviously, our community rates are rising, and Minnesota has been identified as a relative hotspot, and within the state, Stearns County and St. Cloud have been identified as hotspots. So as you go about your daily lives, once you leave work, I once again implore you to use common sense. Don't have big gatherings, use your masks. If you need to see your friends and family beyond your little bubble, please take precautions to keep everyone healthy. If we do not participate in the efforts to keep the community levels low, we could very likely see a return to some of the more restrictive patterns, business closures, furloughs, all of those things that we saw in the spring. So everyone needs to do their part. And for one other request I have, and that is, if you are going to engage in activities that would be considered risky, please don't put it on social media. I do think that the rise in numbers is somewhat different in the sense that we do have adequate PPE, but we do have ongoing concerns that as the caseloads rise, that St. Cloud Hospital will have difficulty keeping up with it, and once again, we could be forced to halt some of our procedures. I want to call out a little bit more in detail of some of the efforts that you all have gone through to make this year as successful as possible. And so I wanted to just take a moment and say thank you to the front desk and schedulers for verifying insurance and taking payments, because that is critical for us to get proper claims. You are the first contact for our patients, and I'm just thrilled to say that I've had really great feedback from my patients as to the level of service that you've provided with a smile. For our clinical staff, nurses, HIAs, audiologists, audio assistants, and Carrie, you are key to our ability to deliver excellent and proficient patient care. You have all been incredibly flexible and are creative problem solvers with us in this effort. We will all get a little bit busier as we ramp up to our usual volumes, and hopefully, in an effort to keep us all healthy, you are again engaging in safe practices outside of clinic so that we can minimize the amount of staffing shortages. Business office staff, your efforts on the accounts receivable end helped us survive those more difficult months in the spring when we were really shut down as far as our revenues, and your continued efforts on correct billing and coding, the appeals that need to be done and payments that need to be collected. These are all critical for us to keep this business healthy. All of the turnover that we've seen and the changes that we've had to make have really made me acutely aware of the fact that every single one of you play an important role in making our business work. As a board, we are saddened by our inability to celebrate our successes and formally thank you for your efforts with our traditional December event. As you know, we are not planning on doing our traditional gathering. So I expect that next year will be a barn burner. Hopefully we will be out of this COVID business by then. Bottom line is this: we appreciate all you do. This year has been difficult in ways that we never could have imagined last fall. And as our profitability increases going into fourth quarter, we we'll hope to see some profits that will allow us to all participate in a bonus, because when we all do better together, we all do better. So once again, thank you all, and be safe out there.